Hey everybody, it's Steve and it's Saturday night, and so this is what I try to do on my Saturdays. I do a post recapping the town hall, talking about other things that are going on in the Splinterlands world, and while we're working on this group by group to buy packs together, I'll give you updates on that. And if you want to get into the general sale pre-order, you're going to need to join the Discord soon because we're already pretty much at 25,000 packs, and so we could be doing the order anytime soon. Now, one of the things I'll leak really early on about the town hall is Aggro said that they've sold so far about 1 million of 6 million packs that were for sale in the pre-order general sale, because they said the most that could be ordered was half of what they were going to release in the general sale, which was 12 million packs, and they've sold 1 million. But he did kind of hint, and some people say Aggro is the king of FOMO, that there are a whole bunch of people talking to him that are just lining up their money to make these big orders. So our group doesn't want to, not get the order in soon enough, but we do want to give more people time to join and people just time to put all their money together to be ready to do this. But you can come in, at least buying 100 packs and join our group. That would be $400. We are looking to get paid in BUSD because we know Aggro takes that. You can get that on Tribal Decks or Hive Engine, or if you use BSC, then you know how to get that coin over there. You can talk to us and we can walk you through that kind of stuff. So make sure you join if you want to get in on that pre-sale. Why do you want to get in on the pre-sale? Well, just in case FOMO does kick in and everything sells out, you get your packs with no worries and you don't have to do anything at all. We'll toss you a few CAD tokens, one for each 20 pack you buy. So if you just bought 100, you'll get 5. Notice you could get 20% bonus packs, but only if you bring us 20 vouchers. If vouchers are less than $4, buy 20 vouchers, turn those in. Or if you just are getting vouchers, bring 20 vouchers to get your 20% bonus packs for free. If not, nobody's going to end up claiming those. We'll just have however many vouchers we get together in our order, and we'll get those many free packs for the people that gave them. But obviously with phase 2 going on, voucher price has been dropping, but there's one thing that could push it back up, and we're going to talk about that. So let's go ahead first, though, with this weekly video. I do drop it over here on my Hive blog, and if you come to the Hive blog and make a comment on the one that says it's giving away 1,000 DEC, you get your name on the wheel. Now, not that many people commented on this video, only 14, so we don't have that many names on the wheel, but we'll go ahead and see who wins, and then we'll jump in, give them their DEC, and move on to talking about a couple different things from the town hall. Oh, we got an old school fan of my stuff, the GGC. That's pretty cool. I like it when somebody who's been around for a long time wins, and I like it when somebody who I have no idea who they are wins, because it shows the game is growing, and it shows the people who are getting in here. So the GSC will send him 1,000 DEC. We'll transfer that out. Then we'll go ahead and go to the shop. I've opened up about 836 packs. I only streamed us open up a little bit, and then I opened some up on my own. Just, a little fun stuff. We could take a look at my gold foils from the new set. I did get, I got the Blight from the pre-order, but I pulled one of the legendary. It's funny, I don't have him regular. I only have him golden. And then I pulled these ones as well. So I'm up to 4 from about 800 packs. If I could keep getting a gold foil in every 200 packs, I would be extremely happy. If I could eclipse that and get even more, it would be exciting. I'm going to try to hold on to these gold foils, but if for some reason I need to maybe liquidate 1 or 2 to just pick up a couple extra legendary cards or something that I want to finish off my deck, I could maybe let one go. Also, I tend to only try to keep 1 of each gold card in a set if I can get them. I don't try to level them up because I just am not that kind of investmenter into this game at this point. So I will probably, if I get a double of any of them, look to sell that one and maybe buy a different one, or do a trade with someone if they want to do a trade. Overall, in the regular foil legendaries, I've pulled everything except for the dragon summoner that I got the gold in, but I haven't been that lucky with these dragons. I did get kind of lucky with the Chaos Dragon. I've got him to level 2, and I have 2 others. I've got a couple of them to level 3, like the Corpse Fiend, the queen and the river. So I've been using these sometimes in battle. Some of them I didn't get as lucky as. They're still sitting at level 1. I need to pull a couple more. I got this guy to level 3, the neutral, that I think is probably the worst legendary of the set, but I'm gonna try to use him eventually because I just feel like the way he seems to show up in packs a bit more, I might get him maxed out. I don't know for sure though. So this is just a little bit of fun for anybody that wants to see that. If we go to the shop page, we can see in the leading up to the general sale that we still, we're at 963 836 packs sold in phase 2. This is where you need a voucher and $4 in credits to buy. The fact that people have to buy in credits, it's kind of nice because it's getting me a little bit of kickbacks now from some of the accounts I brought into this game. I think he did this because a lot of the people who had spent a lot of time making content, making videos, bringing people into the game were getting a little bit upset that we didn't get a kickback unless you pay in credits, but he was giving discounts if you pay in SPS, so it's pretty much was like you get no kickbacks even though you brought all these people to the game, and he kind of added the other things. I have 0 packs purchased because I bought them as part of the group. The airdrop schedule is out that there will be 14, except for they haven't told us anything about it. That's one of the big things we need to get to in the get to know. I am getting a decent amount of vouchers per day, but this has been going down. My number continues to go down even though I stake a lot of my full SPS allotment every day. That lets me know that a lot of people are staking SPS, because if they were staking at a slower rate than me or not more people joining in, my vouchers wouldn't go down. I was getting 58, then I got 57, now I'm getting 55. I did sell my first 2 distribution of vouchers at this stage to get a little bit of extra money for buying them later possibly, or buying into something else. I kind of feel like at this stage I don't plan to buy a lot in phase 2, and we'll talk about why I am going to probably buy some, but I'm more going to put an order of 2,000 to 3,000 packs in our pre-order, and we'll talk about that as well. So first, let's go ahead and talk about some of the key points from the town hall. Now, they do always have a Splinterlands town hall post up, so you can always come and check it and see a summary, and it's good to read through the summary if you want to see some of the key points. They do kind of talk through like where you can see things, like when the intro, when they're just kind of talking and breaking down things that are going on. There was a little bit of patting ourselves on our back because the drop went pretty well. There was also an admit that there were some problems with the shop and some things that they were working on quickly. Heartpoint also had some really fun stuff to listen to because you could just show how passionate he is into the project, and I appreciate seeing that kind of passion from members of the team because they really like the fact that Splinterlands is helping raise up the players and make a lot of us a lot of money. They're really proud of that fact. There was some land updates from Matt, but it was more just that the team is really just going to start working on land, and they really wanted to remind people who might not know that they are going to introduce spell cards and equipment cards to the game that will be a phase 2 of the battle system, and those cards, except for a few starter cards that will be distributed to everybody, kind of like when you buy a spell book, everyone gets this. All of the extra ones will be crafted by players using materials that come from the lands. That is going to give players another chance to mint cards that can only be minted by the players and sell them to other players. That is they're giving that amount of money that they could just make these cards and sell them to us, like do an equipment set and sell packs, do a spell set and sell packs, but they're not doing it. So when people try to be really judgmental of this team, I want them to remember they didn't have to create vouchers. It rewarded long-term players. They didn't have to let us mint the spell cards or mint the equipment cards. They are trying to drive value to the players, and so that it shows that if you guys stick around, that's what this team does. And so if you're a newer player, you just have your chance now to get your $4 packs, start building up a team, and hopefully be able to compete once the new modern format comes out, which really I'm planning to switch over to a modern player, mostly because I'm missing the beta legendary 5 cost summoners, and I haven't wanted to shell out the money for them, and I'm really tired of those guys completely crushing my dreams as I try to work my way up the ladder. I can usually make champion 2. Last season I only made champion 3. I didn't do a rewards video just because I was so busy making the videos on Chaos Legion, but Last season I only made it to 3. This season I'm in rank 3 right now, and there's 3 days left, so I'm going to try to fight my way up to 2. But if I keep not making it because players have those cards and I don't want to make the investment to get them, well, I'm going to probably switch over to modern because I have all of the Jotens and all of the Untamed summoners. I'm going to probably have all the Chaos Legion cards maxed out because I'm buying a lot of packs. So I'll be able to lose in that league only because you're better than me, not because you have a summoner that I don't in a certain rule set that just I can't beat, because that's kind of how this game is. There's certain rule sets where it's almost impossible to beat a certain summoner unless you play that same summoner and make your team a little bit better. That's maybe the one flaw of the game, is the legendary summoners are so powerful that when they can use them and you can't, you lose. I also experienced my worst week in the brawls. I usually win more than lose. This time I only won 2 matches, lost all the rest, and I had like 8 matches. But it's because every single time I went into an enemy's arena, they banned Jotun Zaku and they got to use Jotun Zaku. And then in my home arena, we tried to play that same thing and ban Jotun Zaku, but when I played at home in those matches, I won 2 of them and lost 2 of them because twice Jotun wasn't there. So I would have done the same thing to them that they were doing to me, and I was losing to Jotun when I wasn't allowed to use Jotun. And so you can see when if you see that happening in the brawl, that's how devastating some of the summoners are. If they can use it and you can't, you end up losing. And I have a hole in my team, so it's just something I was talking about. Chatter gave some updates about the marketing team. He's going to be doing some pushes, some tournaments, and some other things that were going on. I tried to win an Untamed pack watching the Zen Sports thing today. It was not the most entertaining stream. They got to work on getting some more competitive fighters into their games, because really every match was just a beatdown. Maybe that's just not the best game to stream because it was kind of a shooter, and if you have control of the map, then every time you fight, you have 200 life and 200 armor, and the other guy doesn't have any armor and only 100 life. So even if that guy hits you more than you hit him, you win. Then while he's dead, you go refill your life and armor, and then you fight him again at an advantage, and you win. And so the matches would just be grossly overscored. I think the most competitive match I saw, somebody won like 12-4 or something. Most of the time it was like 15, 16, 17-0. Just whoever got control of everything and won that first fight took over. Sometimes there'd be like a 10-2, but it wasn't a lot of fun. But we'll get back to talking about Splinterlands. They had some, I didn't actually watch the last hour, the closing remarks, and I did see them, but I just didn't stick around for all the questions, mostly because there's a lot of new players that are coming in, and they're asking the questions that I've already heard before. And so after they go through everything, all their updates and everything, I'll listen to the Q&A for a while, and then eventually when the questions get really repetitive, I kind of tune out because it is a pretty long stream. I go back and watch it later, though. I just haven't yet. The big brain thing that we heard from this that's kind of amazing to me is that this set, in particular, because there's going to be a lot of packs, I guess, they're introducing a lot of legendary cards. And that is maybe just to make it so that when you open the packs, each legendary card is going to be a little bit more rare, and it spreads them out. Because we are looking at a 15 million pack set compared to a 1.5 million pack set in Untamed. Now, Untamed only had 20 legendaries, and 6 of them were dropped out of the airdrops. So when the set was released, they only had 14 on there. So you didn't have that many different legendaries that you could get. Now in this set, we're currently already at 17 with 6 legendary summoners to come, pushing us to 23. And now in this AMA, they hinted at the fact that airdrop card 2 and 3 would be legendary. And I thought that they would do that these cards would be legendary, and they would put out that information because it would hype up phase 2 and get people to want to buy packs in phase 2 because you get this cool legendary card airdrop to you. But they haven't put out the cards yet, but they did hint in the AMA that they're probably going to be legendary cards and they need to be given out. So I went ahead and in our Discord where we're talking about stuff, number 2 and number 3 they said will probably be legendary, and so I broke down the math that they used for the untamed airdrops. It's key to understand this is not 100% correct, because they have not told us the math they will use for sure for these airdrops, but it worked out for Dr. Blight. But Dr. Blight was kind of weird. Basically, because he was the very first card released in the game before you could open packs, he was the only legendary you could get. So they gave him out at a 1 in 50 special promo, and they limited it to where you could only buy 1 million packs. By the time you get to the airdrop, there's up to 2 million packs for sale, and then 3 million packs, and 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to be at a point, where they've sold millions and millions of packs. So there could be some people with some very big buys. But this time, if you broke it down, and we already have 17 legendary cards in the game. Now, I'll preface this with maybe they don't count Blight because he wasn't opened in packs. But if they do count him, we're at 17. That means the first airdrop card, number 2, would be at 18. And if you do the math, there's a 0.8% chance to get a legendary card each time you flip a card. You multiply that by 5 because you flip 5 cards a pack. That gives you your chance of a legendary card in a pack at 0.04 now, because 0.008%. So it's about 4% chance of getting a legendary card in a pack. But there's 18 different legendaries in the set, so it ends up at you divide that by 18, and your percentage is 0.0022 now. So to get one, you have to buy 450 packs. That means somebody like me who so far has 1,200 packs in the pre-order phase of it would only get 2 airdropped cards for sure, because 900 cards, it would be at 1,350. I'd have to buy another 150 packs to get a third guaranteed legendary. But to get 11 legendaries, you'd have to have already bought 49, almost 5,000 packs by the time phase 2 ends. That's quite a lot of packs to be able to get enough to max out a legendary card. This is why I'm wondering, if possible, if the math is going to be different. And if any from the Splinterlands team watches this, because I know at least the guys sometimes watch it who are in the Hive channel and give the votes, if the math is going to be different, you should probably tell us that and give us an idea when you give us an idea of what the card is. And I imagine you will tell us what it's going to be. But if we're starting off with the first legendary drop at 1 in 450, that means that the next card would be 1 in 475. It basically goes up by about 25 packs per legendary card that gets added into the group. So that means 2 and 3 would be at 450 and 475. So I would get 2 of each. And then the next one would be at 500. That would theoretically be the first legendary summoner, and then 525 for the second one, and so on, all the way through 6, to where it would be only 1 in, I think, 600 packs at the very end. So as you can see, it's going to be harder to get every single legendary out of the packs. You're going to need more packs, or you're going to have to go out to the marketplace. Just because while the same amount of legendary cards, because they didn't change the drop percentages, are coming out of these packs, there's just more of them to get. So it's kind of an interesting thing to track, and it's one of the bigger newses that came from the game for me. I kind of thought with 6 legendary cards to come and 17 already in the set, that all the rest of the other airdrops, because there's going to be, like we said in the set here, 14 of them, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's another 7 that these would be rare cards and epic cards. Then you would need far less packs. The way that the math works, you just need a lot less of them. So we'll have to see what happens. I'll be looking to cover that as soon as it comes out, and we find out what's going on with that. Okay, so now quickly, I'm going to move over to talking about our presale group. So our presale group, Marcus has been working really hard. There's been some members like G-Dog, who's been a big part of this. So I want to thank both of them. I know maybe some people might look at me as the face of this, but it's really Marcus behind the scenes who does all the work. And he's been honest with us, and he's been working with us, and he's worked through every issue. And he ended up selling the card design for $17,000, and all of that is going to be put into SPS and staked. It's kind of the idea for building value for this account is to stake SPS, earn a lot more SPS, because all of us are firm believers of the game and of that token. And we do feel like when the airdrop ends, the SPS token will finally start to gain its traction and go back up. And when we finally get weighted governance votes on changes to the game, then there might be the ability for some people to start to control what gets worked on first, and we're going to see maybe people want to have a bigger stake in the game and start to sell it. Right now, really, that token has against it that it's just getting handed out in troves to all of us, and obviously some people are selling because the token has been heading down. But for the phase 2, I don't have the exact numbers, but it looks like we're going to have enough to get a 2,000 buy where you would get your max number of bonus packs. In phase 2, you use vouchers to buy cards, not to get bonus packs. So you just bring your 100 vouchers, buy them in phase 2, and you will get your 120 packs. However, we're giving you CAD tokens just at one token for every pack you buy, not including bonus packs, and that'll be at the 100. So 100 would get you 5. Now the thing is, coming in, if you weren't in phase 1 with us, coming in and buying 100 packs probably wouldn't get you a card, because I said you're going to need to be at 450. So if you're not going to buy at least 450 packs, you might not get a guaranteed airdrop. If you have enough packs bought between phase 1, 2, and the phase 3, when we do the general sale ones, your packs will count up and you will get your guaranteed airdrop cards. But until we hear from Splinterlands, if they're doing math the same way for Untamed, because they could be doing something where like, oh, we're going to, increase the legendary drop rate, or just for airdrops, we've decided we're gonna double this, right? So then instead of 450 packs, it would be 275, and maybe that works better. Maybe they say just say we're gonna do a 0.08. We're gonna double that first, and then we're gonna do the equation, because that way we can keep the card drop rate down for the airdrops. They absolutely could do something like that, and then we wouldn't go from 1 in 50 to get Dr. Blight all the way up to 1 in 450 to get whatever the next legendary card is that they're going to have coming out. Also, they could change their mind and not airdrop other legendary cards, or maybe Matt misspoke, but definitely they said in the video that the next cards 2 and 3 would be legendary cards, and that there would be a lot more legendary cards in this set. We could see a situation. We'll go ahead and look at the legendaries right now one more time, and then we'll wrap this up. No, not gold cards, just the legendaries, all in the new set. So we're looking, like I said, so there's 5, 10, 15, 20, 15, 17, 18, and 19, right? And then number 20 and through 25 for the 6 legendary summoners. And then with 6 other airdrops to go, if they decide to go really heavy and every single airdrop is a legendary card this time, which could happen because we're not airdropping a card until 1 million packs sell, when we used to airdrop one at 100,000. So now 1 million packs sold, a new legendary card comes into the game. Then you're looking at like 27 legendaries, and your guaranteed chance of getting one in a pack would be up in the 1 in 700s. So it's going to be an interesting thing. It's definitely a change. I think the thing that really pushed them up are these. It's kind of funny where Chicken is now the only 0 card in no legendary matches. So some people say that poor Chicken's value has disappeared. I don't know. I think people still like the Chicken. He still holds some value. But definitely these guys, when they get maxed out, they're a different kind of thing because they have a debuff. So having a 0 cost debuff on your team is pretty special. I'm working on getting those, but I'm going to be opening a lot more packs, so that's why I'm not really hitting the market really hard. And then eventually I'll probably be sitting on a little stack of packs. It might be a long sit though, or we might sell out in one day. I kind of want to know from you guys. Also, what would you do if the airdrop is 1 in 450 and you have 1,200 packs? Do I buy 600 more packs to get like 4 of the cards in phase 2? Or do I just sell every voucher I have, put every dollar I have and put it into the pre-order? Instead of buying 2,000 packs there, maybe buy 3,000 packs, maybe buy 3,500 packs and miss airdrop 2 and 3 and have to go to the marketplace to get them. It's an interesting thing to know. And when you go and look at the marketplace and we go look at the new legendaries, the ones from the packs are, in my mind, they're relatively cheap. This is kind of the prices that I was buying Yoden Zaku at, some of the other cards. Maybe even a little cheaper than this. So there, some of them are definitely a little bit cheaper. But Dr. Blight, the airdropped one, is sitting at $118. So I wonder what the airdropped one would be. But also, if I pre-order 3,000 packs in the general sale, there is always a chance that I just open 11 of those airdrop cards because they go into packs. Dr. Blight, that's not true. While there are a lot in circulation, there's no more coming into circulation for the entire rest of the set. That's why at this point, I am not selling my Dr. Blights. However, I did combine the ones that I got in the airdrop from the pre-order into 2 max level ones. I'm renting one of them out for a decent amount of DEC a day, and I'm playing with one, and I'm sitting on my gold foil. We'll go ahead and end it there. This was a longer video, so if you stuck around to the end, you're a true fan, and thank you very much. Bye.